Telling the story through reenactment takes longer than the battle itself. In one of the biggest upsets in American history, the small Texas rebel force led by General Sam Houston swept over the Mexican camp in about 18 minutes. The Mexicans had easily won every battle before this one, and perhaps were undermined by their own self-confidence. After being captured, Mexican leader General Antonio Lopez de Santana ordered his troops to leave Texas. He signed a document giving the territory its independence, something officials in Mexico said he had no right to do. At this reenactment, staged on the ground where it happened, near the San Jacinto monument, Hilario de la Pena, a Mexican-American from San Antonio, Texas, played the role of Santa Anna, who came to Texas to restore order. De la Pena says he sympathizes with Mexico, but that he favors the side that won.
Am I ambivalent? No, I'm glad that Texas ultimately, I was born and raised in San Antonio, so of course I'm glad the way things turned out.
Many Mexicans still resent what they view as a land grab by the United States, but some of the rebels, like the famed Juan Seguin, were Mexicans, and De la Pena says their culture endures.
You see the Spanish culture still ever present in the entire Southwest, and now Hispanic culture throughout the country of the United States.
Hispanics are the fastest growing ethnic group in the United States and are likely to become the dominant culture here in Texas and in other southwestern states in the decades ahead. Elizalde came to the reenactment with her son, Edgar.
Well, I'm a true Texan at heart, yes, I was born here, so we came to cheer for the Texan side, but my parents, who are from Mexico, kind of tell history a little bit different than what we learn here.
But she says Texas was separated from Mexico City by more than 1,000 kilometers of mountains and deserts, so even if Santa Anna had won this battle, he would not have been able to maintain control of Texas.
Maybe there would have been a different battle, and they would have lost because Mexico was so far away from this land. They weren't able really to control it well because of the distance.
And her name was Emily.
On the other side of the monument, in the area where most of the heavy fighting happened 175 years ago, high school teacher Scott Griffin shows a group of students around.
This is where the Mexican camp was.
He grew up in this area and has studied the history all his life. He says he understands that some people gained and others lost here.
From the Mexican standpoint today, it would be hard to argue, if I put myself in their shoes, it would be hard to argue that it was not lost territory, that something that was once theirs that was lost.
But Griffin notes that Mexico had very few settlers in what is now the U.S. Southwest, including Texas, where warriors of the Apache, Comanche, and other American Indian tribes held sway.
Mexico could not get anyone to leave Mexico and come and live in this part of Texas during that time. That's why Santa Anna opened up immigration to the United States.
Still, some Hispanics in Texas trace their lineage back to that time and want to see all perspectives represented at the reenactment. 16-year-old Jessica Torres wore a Mexico t-shirt for the event.
And I think it's really cool to see Texas' point of view, and it'd be pretty cool to also see Mexicans' point of view. But I wore the shirt because it matches my pants, so.
I said volunteer for the Texas ragtag army.
So in the years ahead, the story of this battle will be told over and over again with a new generation of Texans made up of many races and cultures re-examining history. Whatever perspectives might emerge, the fact is that because of this battle and the Mexican-American War that followed, the United States doubled in size, became a bi-coastal nation, and an important power on the world stage. And it all started here. Flakus, VOA News, Houston.